Welcome back to the Discussing and Critiquing Film and Media podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, I'm joined by Alberto, Brian, and special guest star Emanuel, aka
Heyo.
The Notorious. And today we will be talking about the films coming in 2019, starting in January 18 with Glass. I'm very excited for it because I'm a big fan of Unbreakable and Split.
A great trilogy.
Still have not seen those movies.
Yeah, you gotta check them out before you see Glass, because they're just really good movies, and the trailer for Glass.
No, I don't want to see it.
Oh, you don't want to see it?
No.
You don't have to. Don't worry about it. No
I'm
one's
just
saying
kidding.
you have
I don't really know. They look alright to me. I would try it, but sometimes you don't really have time to watch old movies at this time. So yeah.
I mean, it's a great standalone trilogy. I mean, for it not being something that's really big or huge, like a huge fan base, it's fairly new, fairly fresh. I mean, they're pretty good movies, great trilogy. I mean, what else can you expect? I mean, it's a small, I guess. What would you say? Not franchise, but
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it's not
universe.
big. It doesn't have a big IP. I guess you could say, right? Yeah, it's its own creation.
But I mean, for it being its own creation, I mean,
Yeah.
it certainly has a great influence in the media market.
Definitely. And then for February 8th, we got Lego Movie 2, which I haven't seen Lego Movie 1, but
You should.
Margot Robbie confirmed as Harley Quinn.
okay.
Really?
Except
Margot Robbie?
she's gonna be a Lego version, so it's not gonna be worth looking at.
And speaking of which, I only really saw Lego Batman, but that was really good. So if Lego Batman 2's, if the Lego Movie 2 is as good as Lego Batman, then it should be pretty good.
I mean, yeah, the Lego movie was a great introduction to the Lego world, I guess, for a brand new character. I forgot
Into
his
the Legoverse.
Legoverse. Yeah, I mean, great movie, great story, great family film. I mean,
Right, yeah.
very enjoyable. I mean, probably if you've seen Lego Batman, you most likely like the Lego movie. I mean, yeah, great film to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
All right, moving on to March. At March 8th, Captain Marvel, the next film in the MCU.
Eh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you compare it to the other MCU movies coming out this year, might not be the most anticipated, but I'm definitely excited to see how this will connect to the Avengers. If it connects to Infinity War at all, but I'm sure it will, seeing as Captain Marvel will be in the next Avengers film.
I'm pretty sure that's really the only reason anybody's gonna go and watch it.
Well,
I mean,
Not really.
honestly, like I'm not expecting much from Brie Larson, but it does look like a good film.
yeah. Well, I'm just really excited to see the Skrulls and the Kree finally introduced in the MCU. I'm very glad they're using a lot more space-oriented characters. That means they're definitely expanding their roster of storylines that they could potentially develop.
Nick Fury in his prime as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing to look
Really
forward
good
to.
in
Yeah, a little origin story for him.
Yeah. Phil Coulson too.
I mean, it's overall, gonna be not as anticipated, but I mean, like Amanda said here, I mean, the only reason maybe people might go watch is just to see the connection into
To the MCU.
the MCU or part 2 to Infinity War. But I mean, it's all about, for me, being a casual MCU fan. I mean, it's all about the execution of how they do that.
Right.
For me, they can't make it seem as if Captain Marvel is like the chosen one that's gonna come save the day with one clean punch. For me,
Yeah.
for you to do that would be a pretty big mistake, and you can't make it so they rely just on one person. I get it. Maybe might be a greenest hand that will make it a strong team, but they can't make it so it depends on
It's
her.
just one
Yeah,
person.
like
And it
one
would've made-
overpowered character.
And they would have made Thor gaining, what was the
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker, kind of obsolete and
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah. No, and I think they're smarter than that. Then they won't do that because I think they know better. Yeah. But anyways, moving on to April 5th, another Captain Marvel, Shazam.
Nice.
I'm
That one's hype.
I'm very excited
I'm very
for
excited for
Shazam,
this one.
definitely.
That's their last
You
chance
know,
for me.
Well, I mean, with
you not
Aquaman
like
out,
Aquaman?
yeah, with Aquaman out, which I thought was good, but probably not the best, but it wasn't as bad as previous DCU films.
Too much CGI.
Yeah, well, but how else do you do a movie like
That can
that?
be
That's
said
underwater.
with,
Exactly.
Based underwater.
Yeah. But anyways, for Shazam, it looks like a very nice when compared to the other DCU films. So, mainly because this one seems to be focusing a lot on comedy, and so far in the trailers, it all looks like the comedy looks really good.
Not
Pretty up
cheesy.
to-
Right? Yeah.
It's not like
doesn't
MCU
look try
comedy.
hard. Yeah.
It's not like MCU comedy.
Exactly.
You kind of shove it down your throat.
Yeah. So I'm just.
Pretty uplifting.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just excited to see a character like Shazam that we haven't seen in the big screen yet. I
And he's
wonder
a
how
unique
they.
character too, as well. I mean,
Yeah,
the
exactly,
way
yeah.
you have,
The fact that he's a kid.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a kid and he can transform into a superhero.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And that's why I think Zachary Levi's a
Like
great
every
cast.
kid's
Yeah,
dream.
definitely.
and I mean, in addition to that, I mean, it kind of gives you a glimpse of how somebody with so much power at that young age can be or can act in a way.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
All right, and then April 12th, Hellboy, the remake.
No,
Pretty
no,
good.
No, it's not good at all.
No, the trailer didn't look very promising.
Right.
But one thing I really didn't like is that David Harbour, like if you've seen Stranger Things, he acts like hella hard ass, like a cop.
Right.
And that's what I was expecting from this Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks very like,
Watered down.
yeah, watered down, I guess you could say. But I'd still watch it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really think they need a reboot
A
for
reboot?
it.
A remake.
Yeah, or a remake.
Uh-huh.
Because like it's something that I already seen and doesn't really show anything like new to the character.
So you think they've already done what they need to do in the previous two
Yeah,
films?
the previous two films. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I haven't really. I've never really been a big Hellboy fan, and so I don't know. Maybe this film might convince me to watch it. I don't know. Wow, we'll have to
But
see.
they're really sticking to the comics of
Yeah,
Dark Horse.
and that's good.
Yeah.
It's good that they're keeping the source material, and they're really using that to develop the film.
Yeah.
All right. And April 26th, possibly the most anticipated film of the year, Avengers Endgame.
No, Avengers 4.
Oh, Avengers 4.
Or Iron Man 23.
Iron Man 23. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's the culmination of, however so many films
The
over
pinnacle.
10 years. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Iron Man 23.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has to see how they conclude the storyline,
Stand of an era, as you would say.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just very excited. Also, this might be the last time we see such a
bunch of
big cast. Yeah, exactly. A big cast of superheroes on screen, because I'm sure after this we'll lose some of the characters, unfortunately.
And some of them already been confirmed to be
Yeah.
to be-
So yeah.
pulling out.
Retirements?
But yeah,
Well, they're pulling out of the
of the
MCU.
yeah contracts are being expired.
Yeah.
And but regardless, I'm just really excited to see how they conclude this.
And I mean, a lot of people grew up with these movies. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's a big fan base, huge amounts of attention.
Lots
on
of
this
tears
movie.
would be shed.
Oh, definitely. Tears
I
of
mean-
joy and sadness, I'm sure.
A lot of connections to these characters. and I
standing
mean,
ovation at the end of the movie, I bet you.
Yeah,
I mean-
for sure.
I mean, this movie also, I guess, had a lot of influence from Stan Lee as well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and since his passing, this would be probably
Also
one of
his
his.
last cameo ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're not sure if he might have one in
And-
Spider-Man.
No, Captain Marvel.
Well, for sure he'll have one in Captain Marvel. I think he'll have one here, and then it's possible that he may have one in Spider-Man.
I'm pretty
But-
sure they're gonna have it all through his movies now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
No, and I know. But,
Even if they have to CGI him.
But I mean,
Yeah.
this is probably going to be his signature film, maybe as an exit, maybe like a token
Uh-huh.
to his audience and fans.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, much to be excited about. Hopefully they set up maybe what the future holds for the MCU. Again, what's not to be excited for this film? Anyways, then we got May 17, John Wick Chapter 3.
Hells yes.
This has been a surprise series. When I saw John Wick 1, I never would have thought we'd be up to a third film. But the first one and the second one were so great that I'm just really excited to see how they end this trilogy. If it's a trilogy, I mean, they could always maybe make a fourth, but hopefully, if the third one is really good, they probably should just end it there and have a nice concluding chapter in a trilogy.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I've heard this a while ago, but HBO was supposedly pitching a show about like the Continental.
Yeah.
But not John Wick specifically,
Yeah.
just the universe.
No, and
That's good.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to continue that whole franchise.
Maybe every once in a while have a cameo like of John Wick.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Definitely. I look forward to that. Hopefully they do get that show up and running.
Yeah.
That would be a great show.
All right. Then May 31st, Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh, that one's gonna be hyped up.
That was gonna be hyped up as well. Yes. Trailer.
And, like, even the trailer seems pretty good. Like, not a lot of spoilers,
Right.
but lots of characters.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see the three-headed
King Ghidorah.
that guy.
Yeah, there's
Mothra.
Mothra, Rodan. There's so many Godzilla monsters in this.
And I mean,
It looks
there
really
might
good.
be some surprise monsters as well.
That is very true. We don't know.
I mean,
Hopefully this is a good film, and hopefully it succeeds. That way we get more sequels, and we see even more monsters.
Mecha Godzilla.
Right? Yeah.
You know what? They're building this up so that they can eventually make him and King Kong fight.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yes,
no,
I've
they
heard
are-
about that. Yes.
They are doing that. I think after this film, they might. I'm not sure if they're doing another King
And then
Kong film or not. But
that's probably one of the most waited for films in a while,
that's gonna be pretty
especially
big
with
too.
the new technology and
Right,
CGI.
yeah. Mhm.
Because I mean, I remember I saw the old one, King Kong versus Godzilla. and I liked it for what it was. I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty great, but I mean, with the new CGI and all the technology that's been developed, I mean,
it's definitely time for a new adaptation.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they can make it visually appealing, amazing, and a spectacle.
Yeah, for sure. And as it's all in the execution. As long as they get it right, we should have a very entertaining, fun
Yeah, like, it's
movie.
gonna be like a Juggernaut versus.
Colossus
Yes,
and Deadpool
Colossus.
too. Yeah, only on
Big
a
CGI
only on
fight coming at
only on a much bigger scale, obviously.
Yes.
Anyways, June 7, X-Men Dark Phoenix. So
Eh.
a film that has been pushed back for whatever reason that may be. And that doesn't really instill much confidence in. Well, it doesn't. It shows that the studio doesn't really have that much confidence in the film, and therefore, at least my hype for it is a little bit, watered down compared to other films.
There really is no
Yeah.
hype for that movie.
And and it sucks that it's coming out after X-Men Apocalypse, which was a pretty disappointing. Yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna do. My guess is this is the last X-Men film in that series.
Like,
I think for being a movie that's been long awaited by like X-Men fans, the trailer kind of underdelivered.
Yeah.
And really didn't do a good job at hyping anybody up.
Yeah.
just like
Not
the
just X-Men
Apocalypse
fans.
movie.
It was kind of forgotten about for me. I mean, I haven't heard any big news about it on any major platforms.
Right.
And I mean, it's kind of died down.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it really has.
And I think for sure it doesn't help that they've already tried to do Dark Phoenix in X-Men: The Last Stand, and that was not well done at all, in my opinion, at least. So I don't know what they'll do. Again, I'm more excited for whenever these characters get to finally join the MCU, because I'll know for sure they'll be developed and incorporated there very well.
All right.
Anyways.
I just don't like how they made that movie for Apocalypse, though.
No, I know. It was very, very disappointing to
Yeah.
see such a great character handled very poorly, to be honest.
Apocalypse is like the Thanos of like the X-Men, huh?
Yeah, I'd
Basically.
say.
In a way.
Honestly, yes, and they didn't build
was
him up at
underwhelmed.
all. Yeah.
I mean,
He was-
like you said,
He looked like a regular dude. He wasn't as
Intimidating.
Yeah.
or as-
they made it
like
fit
he
in
wasn't
with
that Titan, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Thanos.
Yeah.
You need it to be. You have to build it up over a span of a couple movies.
Yeah,
Quite a few movies
definitely.
to build up a hype. It's like maybe you give them a couple like sneak peeks, Easter eggs, and then
Yeah.
get the people's appetite build up, and
Right.
then once you show them off, you get like the whole tray delivered to you,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you would say.
Yeah. No, and just like the DCU films, they didn't really build up They didn't really have a plan.
Yeah.
They sort of just said, let's just do Apocalypse.
And they just slapped it in there pretty sloppily.
Yeah. Anyways, well, a movie I think we're much more excited for, June 24, Toy Story 4.
Sure.
You know, we gotta. Hopefully, it's good. You know, hopefully it's a good reason to
Make a fourth one.
to make a fourth one, exactly, because you know the third film I thought was a great end to that series, to that story, and so if they're making a fourth one, I hope it's for good reason. You know?
I mean, it's a freaking kids movie, so I'm not sure if they're gonna care if it's good or not. They're just gonna want to watch the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of just a cash cow at this point.
Well, I mean,
I hope it's not like that, though.
No, I know, and I mean, I
These
think
movies are more for the kids than the adults.
that is true, but I think the fact that even adults enjoy these films,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
it speaks volumes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Pixar knows that, you know, because you know, obviously they're trying to get the attention of the kids, but you know, who takes the kids, right? Yeah, exactly.
Who's gonna willingly
pay?
take them?
Right, yeah, exactly. So you want to get the attention of the kids, but you also want to entertain the adults, exactly.
That's why in most of these movies, there's a lot of adult jokes or little.
Yeah, exactly. But and that's why they're so successful, because they appeal to not just it's a very broad demographic.
Yeah.
It's not just for you know, children. You know, you can be an adult and you'd still enjoy it. It's all that's why they have great filmmakers working on them, you know. Anyways, and on July 5th, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
I thought,
Very much so.
love
Very,
Spider-Man movies.
very excited to finally see Mysterio on the big screen.
Great villain.
Yep. And you know, after Homecoming, I think this will be another great Spider-Man film. I hope so, at least. And coming after Avengers Endgame, it'll be a nice, you know, sort of smooth transition into like the next phase of the MCU. Because I definitely think Spider-Man will be a much more prominent figure moving on.
And I mean, they can include much more villains as well. We don't know yet. I mean,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Chameleon. Maybe.
Yeah.
Why do you pronounce it like that?
Lots of other great characters.
Chameleon.
Whatever.
Alright,
We'll probably see
Uh-huh.
an upcoming Sinister Six.
Yes, for sure. And you see what I mean? Like, here, like, they can do that because they're building up to it very well. You know, they even though Vulture was the main villain in Homecoming, we had a number of other villains in that movie, like Shocker and Scorpion. So they've already been right, yeah, and so they've already been introduced, and they can then be developed later on in the franchise. So
I mean, this year hasn't been Kingpin's year either.
you mean last year?
Oh, last year.
Daredevil, Into the Spider-Verse,
Spider-Man,
and,
PS4.
Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, but
He's really gotten his butt kicked this year.
well, I really hope though that
Oh yeah.
even though unfortunately Daredevil has been canceled, I really hope they can get Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin into
The MCU,
one of the Spider-Man films. I think that'd be really great.
We need a Kingpin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna suck if he does get into those Spider-Man films, because it's not gonna be like the dark, gritty, like edgy Kingpin that we're used to. It's gonna be more
A comedic Kingpin.
Well, I don't
not
know.
comedic, but just like laid back. Not.
Well, I don't know if
Not that
but
evil.
I think though, like, even if that's the case though, like, we've already seen that Kingpin, and we've already seen his story built up in the 3 seasons of Daredevil,
would be, yeah.
and so it makes sense for him to, like, when he's at the top, right, when he's already had his character developed,
Yeah.
for him maybe to not always be so violent, and you know, I can imagine him as with a more refined persona, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and even then, I would kind of think that they might, if Kingpin was in it, he might be used like in the Spider-Man PS4 game, where he's sort of in the beginning of the what do you call it, like a prologue,
Yeah.
and then, you know, so it's like a prologue, and then you get your main titles, and then you get the actual, like, main story of the film, focused on a different level.
Then the main battle.
Yeah.
Big battle.
And
Kingpin escapes again. Oh no, he's been apprehended by Spider-Man.
yeah,
Thank Christ.
I'd imagine something like that, you know. So yeah, but regardless, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man: Far From Home. And then on August 2, another X-Men film that has also been pushed back, The New Mutants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this movie was supposed to come out, I believe, last year, and it got pushed to this year, which is a pretty big pushback.
Yeah.
When the first trailer came out for this film, though, I was pretty excited because it looked. It was very
scary movie.
Yeah, it was gonna be
Like
a
a horror
unique
movie.
case where it's a comic book film, but it's also a horror film,
Yeah.
and it really did look. I was genuinely interested by the trailer, so I was.
Wait, which film?
New Mutants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there a show like that?
No, I don't think there is, but I mean,
Or something about mutants?
yeah. Well, there's what's it called? Gifted on.
There we go, the
on
Gifted.
on Fox at the moment.
No.
So there's actually
No
a
one
good.
really cares about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a good amount of like X-Men content coming out, but I mean, I don't know. Again, same with like Dark Phoenix.
We want to see it in the big screen.
Yeah, no,
Good characters.
and I mean, I'm kind of worried as to why they would push back this movie a
Yeah,
whole year.
I'm
you
kind
know?
of worried about that.
Yeah. So
I didn't even know that.
Again, shows that the
Alright.
studio isn't very confident.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Fox, but regardless, though, I am. Hopefully, they don't.
We'll screw it up.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping the trailer is reflective of the actual movie, because if the movie's not how the trailer presented it, then I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're not instilling too much confidence because they know like the Disney Fox merger
Right.
is gonna go through sometime.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's not release more stuff within this universe.
I see.
This is gonna be released within the MCU.
Right, they don't want to like push any more money into it, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
they're just gonna give us something cheap, maybe
Yeah, which
made in China.
and it's possible. I mean, it'd be even more disappointing if they don't release it at all. But I
Because
mean,
we had like a whole trailer for this movie,
yeah.
and it looked really good to me too. It's kind
Alright.
of disappointing news.
Yes, very much so. But anyways, I think regardless though, as long as they get into the MCU, I think we'll all be happy.
Let's see.
Yeah.
True, but like I don't know. I don't really like to watch Disney movies a lot, like
Yeah.
kids, because I want something to be like Deadpool, where it can have its own.
Creative freedom.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that's really the only thing that I don't like about like the MCU. Is that it's less. How would you say? Like less creative, or like less. They have less freedom. They're like they do less than like Deadpool and all them, because Deadpool's R-rated, so they can like curse. They could like fucking show gore and stuff like that.
Not only that, it's just like Ryan Reynolds
it's allowed
has
to be funny.
has his
You
own.
can have
movie.
better sequences and scenes as well. Better,
Yeah.
probably better action. The comedy could be different and not pushed down our throats with cheesy lines.
The comedy, could definitely be a lot more fluent. Definitely. That's the one thing I didn't like about Infinity War, is like all the freaking corny jokes when it's
And-
supposed to be a serious movie.
Right.
And I mean,
Yeah,
we
like-
got kind of unlucky when we went to go see that movie.
Yeah.
Seeing
Dude
as-
laughed like a hyena.
I mean, I understand you try to get some jokes in there, but I mean, sometimes, it's a little extra. It's a little extra pepper on you.
Well,
When you're trying to listen to the dialogue, it's kind of annoying.
I guess we'll just have to see how the whole Fox and Disney merger develops, and if we even get to see these New Mutants, Dark Phoenix at all.
I am excited to see Wolverine again. Whoever's gonna play him, maybe not Hugh Jackman. but-
Supposedly, he was rumored to be in it.
Yeah, well, he was like, I would return again if Wolverine was in the MCU, and then freaking he said, never mind, I'm not gonna return even if it's in the MCU.
Right. And
So nobody really knows.
yeah, and regardless, I don't think they would. Unfortunately, I don't think they would keep him as Hugh Jackman because they wouldn't want to confuse the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's just. I think that's just a matter of time. We'll have to see how.
I just wish there was a team up with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, moving on then to September 6th, It Chapter 2.
Yes. There we
First
go.
one was a great movie. I loved
Yeah.
it. Great horror.
A very
I mean,
nice surprise.
very reminiscent of the original.
Uh-huh.
I would like that. I mean, although for me personally, it won't be as good as the original.
Uh huh.
It was still a really good movie to, I guess,
You
reboot
seen
the
the
series.
original one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the original was
The
just a TV show.
miniseries?
It was
Yeah, it's like a
TV
TV
miniseries.
series,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
pretty lengthy.
They
But
kind of made it into a movie. I guess they slapped it on VHS.
It's pretty funny though.
But I mean, it was great. I mean, I like this. movie?
What's the name of the actor who plays Pennywise in that one? It was
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah, he's great. And then I believe it's Bill Skarsgård in the new
In the
ones.
new one, yes.
Yeah, he's also really good. So they definitely got a good Pennywise in this film, and therefore I'm excited to see what they do with Chapter 2. They have a pretty impressive cast that for the now adults, right?
Is there anybody who's actually been confirmed?
Yeah, they got James McAvoy,
Nice.
Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader. So it's like I said, it's a pretty good cast, and therefore I'm excited to see how the dynamic between these characters changed
The
from
chemistry.
right from the children to now adults. I'm just excited to see how they conclude the story too.
And for me, I mean, the setting of it was they got it spot on for the timeline it was in.
Right.
80s, right?
Mhm. Yeah, late 80s, yeah.
80s.
'Cause,
Around the same time as Stranger Things.
yeah, a little bit.
But better than Stranger Things.
But
Yeah.
I do like Stranger Things, but yeah, it was better.
This movie for me was more a better portrayal of that timeline for me.
Oh, okay.
And I just like the script, and for me the characters are more relatable because everybody is a kid at one point.
Yeah,
Everybody's
no.
a kid at heart,
And everybody's afraid of
everyone's-
something.
and everybody's
Yeah.
afraid of something. I like how they like to exploit that
Right.
factor in, and I mean they had really good scares in that movie. I was actually genuinely scared in some of the parts.
Same, yeah.
I mean, although some of them were jump scares, I mean,
Right, yeah.
it got to you.
Yeah, it was a genuinely unsettling film.
And when you
Yeah.
compare it to other modern horror movies, this one got it pretty spot on.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that. Okay. And speaking of clowns, October 4, Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Joaquin.
Again, I am very excited to see how they, this is very much, I don't really see this as a comic book film. This seems like it's just going to be a regular crime film, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Which
it's
is
gonna
probably
be
even better, yeah.
Yeah,
a fresh
exactly.
new start, I guess.
Yeah, no, and I mean, and this is a very unique thing. This is very much a solo film. It doesn't connect at all to the DCEU. It doesn't
That
have
we know of.
yeah. But I really highly doubt it. You know
No,
what I
'cause,
mean?
yeah, he's a lot older than Jared.
Yeah, no. Not only that, but I just think the fact that it's not connected to DCU, it has a lot more liberty,
Oh yeah.
and it'll be able to do whatever it really wants to.
With Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I like the character as well. I mean, for everything that's been leaked, I've seen it. I mean, I probably shouldn't because I'm probably gonna kill the mood for
Yeah,
myself.
I know.
But I mean, from what I've seen, I'm very excited. I like Joaquin Phoenix's hairstyle and
Yeah, his look is really
style.
good.
His
Yeah.
look, yes, his character's look is quite amazing because it's very reminiscent of Heath Ledger's
Yeah.
Joker,
Exactly.
and I mean that just gives me another reason to watch it. For me personally, I was a pretty big fan of what was his name, Jared Leto's Joker. For me, he didn't. For me, he
Many
didn't.
people were.
For me, he didn't portray Joker. Although yes, he was his own unique character on his own. For me, he didn't portray who Joker was. And for them to bring back Joker at this style, I mean, really makes me look forward to it.
It's really like he was trying to be more of like what he was thinking was like a gangster
Right.
type of Joker.
Yeah.
But freaking nobody really liked it. I thought it was unique, but that's like about the only thing that I like. What Joaquin Phoenix looks like he's doing is like taking back the like more anarchist type Joker that we saw with Heath Ledger in The
Right.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Especially the makeup. It looks like he's like doing the Heath Ledger thing where like literally he just bought a freaking clown makeup
And applied it
kit.
himself.
Yeah, and applied it himself. That's what it looks like. That's what I really like.
And it gives it a touch of realism. In
Exactly.
Yeah. So definitely a movie to look forward to. And then the last film, December 20, Episode 9, Star Wars.
I need to get into Star Wars.
You really
Bitch.
should, definitely.
Maybe not this trilogy. Maybe.
Oh,
Well-
is it not that good?
So honestly, I think a lot of things are riding on this film. I mean, I thought Episode 7 was a good start to this trilogy, but
Force Awakens.
definitely Episode 8, built some friction not only in
Raised a lot of questions.
not only in the
base.
trilogy, but the whole fan base.
It split everyone apart, as they would say. The Civil War has started.
Yeah, and so I think that's why Episode 9 has a lot of things to cover, and hopefully it's a good film.
It's kind of gonna take a miracle to fix this one.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because-
I honestly just hope it's a good conclusion to this trilogy.
And hopefully that's on a good note.
Yeah, hopefully, but I mean, I think it's gonna have a
take a
tough
miracle.
time. It's gonna have a tough time definitely
miracle.
getting that done.
Unless they have like a plan B where they release a fourth one, because that's my kind of thought. It's not big
Prediction?
thought, but it's a prediction that maybe they might make a fourth one because Disney has already made a bunch of dramatic changes into the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure they might change it up so they add a fourth one. Who knows what Kathleen Kennedy has installed for us? But I mean, for me, The Last Jedi, nothing really happened in that movie. Literally nothing.
No.
It was the slowest paced space chase in all of history, and
Yeah.
I mean, for them to, they're gonna have to fit quite a lot into that movie.
Yeah. I mean, so it's obvious that they didn't really have a plan. They didn't really have a plan for this whole trilogy for a consistent storyline throughout the 3 films, and that definitely is one of the reasons why I don't know how Episode 9 is gonna how is it gonna conclude. Regardless, though, I'm still anticipating the film, and I'm just excited to see a Star Wars film. But hopefully, it's a good
I
one.
mean, everyone is.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a Star Wars
exactly.
film. It's
Exactly.
just we're not expecting as much as in the past.
Yeah. But, I think my hope is that it's a good end to this new trilogy. And I think it will be. I think they know now that, I think they know what fans want after Episode 8. I think the fans have clearly been outspoken, and they've been clear as to what they like and what they don't like in their Star Wars films. But yeah. So
Tico.
yeah. So that's the movie roundup for 2019. I don't know if you guys would like to say your maybe your top 3 most anticipated out of the list for the year. You can go ahead.
Endgame,
All right. Yes.
obviously. Far From Home, Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
And It Chapter 3. I mean, Chapter 2. Yeah. Wow.
All right.
I'm already going too far.
You're already going too far, man. Nah, that's fine.
It's like a tidbit when they're elderly.
Wow.
I mean, it's hard to choose from because I mean, there's quite a few movies that are pretty enticing. That's the truth about it. I mean, if I was to look forward to a movie, it'd probably be Joker,
Yep.
It, and Avengers Endgame.
Yep. That's a good list.
Yeah,
Same as mine.
definitely those 3 for me as well. Except I'd say it may be a little more than Far From Home, but I'm still hyped for Far From Home.
Nice. For sure. Number 1, if I only get to see one film this year, I'm gonna want to see Avengers 4.
Yeah.
I have to see how they conclude that story, but I'm just obviously excited to see the next Avengers film. I'm gonna say Shazam. Honestly,
Yes.
I'm really excited for Shazam. It's if I can only choose one DC film to watch this year, it might be Shazam. Though again, Joker, I am very excited to see how they do. I think they're really taking an original idea sort of with him, and so I just want to see how they execute that. But if I had to choose one,
yeah,
I'd
for sure.
definitely say Shazam. And then, I mean, just because I gotta see how they end the trilogy, man. Episode 9. I gotta see how they end it. I gotta see how they get this done. Hopefully, it's good. Regardless, I'm still excited for it. And I think it's gonna be the last Star Wars film we've seen in a while, though. I think they're gonna take a break. They're gonna have to sort of rethink how they're gonna move forward on with the franchise.
Because the franchise isn't in a good spot right now.
Yeah, but it's getting better.
Hopefully.
Thankfully. Yeah. Anyway, so that's our most anticipated films for 2019. That's the whole 2019 list. Thank you for listening. Next week, we'll be back with a review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is also a very good movie, but we'll obviously get into that more in the next podcast. So anyway, as always, I've been your host, Juan.
Oh, Paluto.
And Albie.
and the notorious Movie Squad, over and out.
Nice.